Join me right now on Kumite Radio is Tommy Espinosa, one of the fastest rising flyweight prospects in the United States. What's going on, Tommy?
What's up, baby? What's up? Thank you guys for reaching out to me. I appreciate it. Again, I'm excited to be on, one of your biggest podcasts. Again, awesome. I'm honored. Thank you.
No doubt. Let's talk about your rise. 5 straight finishes in an 11-month span. Can you describe what the confidence level is right now for you?
Same thing as I've been doing in my other fights. I've been throwing heat, and I got these guys that want to stand in front of me. And again, you stand in front of me, you're gonna get popped in my shots. And again, I'm big for my weight class, and I put people out. So going into this fight again, I got 5 finishes under my belt, about to make 6. And then, after this, I get my shot into the UFC.
You are on an incredible run right now. But however, you started off your professional career with a decision loss in early 2017. What did you learn from that fight to propel you to go on such an incredible run since then?
So before I took that fight, I'm just going to get a little in depth with it. I was laid off for a year as an amateur, and then, we couldn't find a fight. So the next thing was, instead of wasting our time, we're just going to go pro. Again, 125 pro was really hard for me to find, again, because, I was 4-2 as an amateur. Not great, but, good enough where people were avoiding me. And then, I ended up getting an opportunity against Phil Caracappa, the current 135 Ring of Combat title holder, same organization I hold the 125 belt for. But so yeah, we both made our pro debut against each other, and I was way off. I didn't have the mentality for 135, being a 25er. And again, Phil fought 45, 55 and up. So I mean, it was an advantage for him. Again, don't take anything away from the guy. The guy is a stud. We root each other on, so, but going on to that, after I received that first loss, a lot of the doors opened up at 125. I was then again, 0-1, 0-0 or 0-1 as a professional. Everybody sees it as, hey, it's an opportunity to, pad my record, or, hey, this guy might suck. And, it was, the one guy got it. I TKO'd him in the beginning of the first, and I went 1-1, and then I started going on and on after that, and then now I'm 5-1. I fought for glory, and I hold the highest Ring of Combat title in New Jersey, which is again has sent a lot of the guys into the UFC. So again, I do want to be one of those alumni that gets into the UFC.
Yeah, you mentioned the Glory Kickboxing. You competed for them last year. You proved that you can step into the ring and hang with the best strikers in the world. How do you rate your striking against the top flyweights in MMA?
Again, and what other even in the UFC, you don't see guys with 5 straight finishes. Again, this is why I've been reaching out to the UFC, and I want to put these guys to work, and I want them to feel what true power is. And again, if you're gonna run, I'm gonna stand in the middle. I'm gonna set you up for another, to go down. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully, I rate myself a 10 out of 10, if not way beyond 10, on that spectrum. I think I have the best striking. I think I have the best angles, and I think I have the best footwork. And again, I do want to, I want to prove that. So, I'm gonna make a statement, at Bellator 208 against my opponent.
Yeah, Bellator 208, October 13th in the Nassau Coliseum. Suhrob Aidarbekov is your opponent. What are your thoughts on him as an opponent, though?
Again, nothing crazy. Again, he does have a high level in Taekwondo. I know that he is training in Thailand, which is cool. Congrats on, a nice little vacation before my fight. Again, the thing about that, he's training a lot of my strong points. I am the bigger fighter, I am the longer fighter, and I am the stronger fighter. So again, he's training all the stuff that I train in on a daily basis. So for him to go out there for a month, again, he's building up some confidence. He thinks he might be able to, work the clinch or, even try to set up some throws off of that, which again, I'm more than just a striker. I have my jiu-jitsu. I train in judo. I also train in wrestling. So, again, he's short. He makes up with, he's a kicker. So, again, I can't give him that space that he's looking for. And again, I'm a pressure fighter, so I'm going to have him running. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be another finish in the first round, and yeah, I'm going to shut all those people up that were heckling me a couple months ago. So I can't wait.
Yeah, your opponent, like you mentioned, he has a Taekwondo background. He's spending time in Thailand. And he's not afraid to stand and trade with his opponents. Do you welcome this type of fight?
I like it, man. The more the exciting the fight, the better it's going to get me going. Again, he's one that doesn't mind standing in the pocket, and again, that's my style. I can fight long, I can fight short, I can fight tight, and again, I can include angles. So I think you get a kicker on his heels, he's not going to do shit. So again, I practice Taekwondo also. I train in it also. So I got my style. I got Tommy's style, Tommy Taekwondo. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited to exchange some techniques with him, especially in that cage.
You are very well rounded in your skill set, but one thing that sticks out, in my opinion, is that you are tall and rangy for the weight class. Do you consider that your biggest physical attribute?
Yeah, it has its pros and its cons, being long and rangy, again, it's cool. But again, I use that also, if I get, like what I'm thinking is, nobody's tested me on the ground yet, and again, everybody thinks I'm just a striker, but again, like you said, I'm very well rounded. So, again, especially to get into the UFC, you have to be an exciting fight. So I think a lot of people are veering away towards more striking. The average fighter or the average person doesn't really follow jiu-jitsu unless they're a hardcore jiu-jitsu guy or, they understand the concept of it or they wrestled. But a lot of times if you go to a fight, you being ringside, you'll hear even these hecklers just knock them out, punch them, kick them, knee them, do something, You don't ever hear them, take them down, go for a rear naked or, set up a guillotine, set up your triangle, work your rubber guard. So a lot of it is based off the striking. And again, I will keep it standing, until my opponent decides, hey, I'm going to try to take him down. Then I'm going to choke him out.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. There's people in the crowd, punch them, brawl, sprawl it, brawl. You hear those types of things being screamed in the crowd. But in Asia, you don't hear that at all. You never hear it. Well, does that get into your head a little bit?
No, and you know what? Talking, about the whole basically the peace outside in the crowd when you're fighting. That's awesome. I definitely want to experience that. Again, you'll probably be able to hear yourself think. That's how quiet they say it is, which is cool. Yeah, I would love to experience that. I definitely want to get definitely an exposure over there and see, because a lot of the culture over there is about respect. It's about respect and enjoying the show. Basically, it's almost like watching a movie. You watch a movie, you want to enjoy it from the beginning to the end. You don't want people walking around yelling stuff, throwing stuff. But over here, it's a little more, on the aggressive side where it's like grab it and break it, or punch them, kick them, and take them down. So it's like I usually ignore it. It doesn't bother me. I focus on my corner, and that's it. And again, they yell stuff. 90% of the time, I'm tuned out of it. I'm in my zone, and I'm ready to, put this guy out or, put him on a stretcher, just like my last opponent.
For this camp, where have you been putting your work in, and who has been your main sparring partners?
So again, I've been training, at the same gym I'd fight out of, pure mixed martial arts in Rockaway. I also I do a little cross training at Toro MMA, one of our affiliate schools. I also instruct there and at Pure Mixed Martial Arts. I've been getting my training in at Frankie's school at Carnicella's MMA, and we've been training with the Miller brothers. So again, I've been training with one of our instructors, Melvis Figueroa. He's one of my main training partners, main sparring, and even cage rounds. My buddy Kevin Gocklin, he's another one that's always there, ready to push me. He actually just fought. He won third round TKO. And then Sean Shorty Rock Santella, Claudio Lesman, Darian Mima. So, and then a bunch of other guys. Again, these are like the main pros around my weight class that I'm training with. And then I'm doing my boxing with my boxing coach Don Chioff, and and a couple towns over from us. And I'm doing my strength and conditioning at Retro Fitness in Newton, in my town that I live in. And again, I've been doing the same stuff I've been doing, just switching up the strategy. I don't need no fancy camps. Again, I don't have the money for that, so if you do, that's awesome. But I can get all the work I need around, maybe a 15 to 20 mile radius, and that's all I need.
That's perfect, man.
That's right, man. That's right. We're doing everything right. We're training. We're, focusing on our rest days, and, our hard days, our light days. And, it's just basically being smart about it, and the diet too, man. Diet's big. Again, we are human. We get our cravings, and, I didn't fight since my title fight. I was laid off until now, October. And dude, I had no cravings until now that I'm in camp. Now that I know it's my last week of, without enjoying my stuff, it's like, man, I want all that stuff. But I mean, it's a lot of willpower, and I'm enjoying a nice protein shake right now, trying to create my sweets. But yeah, like I said, I don't have to go anywhere crazy, I got everything within 20-mile radius, and that's it, man.
Yeah, it seems like you have a great mixture of like seasoned veterans with young and up and coming guys working together and, growing. Is that true?
Yeah, again, me being, like you said, at 11 months, I've been a pro. I've been growing, and again, I've been climbing that ladder because I look up to these guys. I'm down here, they're up here. Again, UFC or not, a lot of these guys are, I think they're a lot tougher than some of these guys in the cage, and maybe even in the UFC. I get my hard rounds. I think I get hit more in practice than I do in the cage. I've gotten injured more in practice, and it's not, because of malicious intent. It's because these guys push me. There's things that, I have to create angles, or I got to work different things that I'm not used to, but they put me there in those situations where when I get in the cage, my job in the cage makes it a little bit easier because I'm going against guys that are like really great wrestlers or black belts in jiu-jitsu, and man, I'm telling you, these guys are pushing me and making me go to that next level. Like I said, I can't be down here with them. I got to constantly grow. If not, I'm going to be down here. They're going to be up here. And guess what? My time's going to be up for fighting, So, again, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 26. I'm young. But, from now on, it's, about growing. And, my team is a big part of it, and, my friends and my family, supporting me and helping me through my camp.
Do you feel in the world of MMA there are more opportunities as a flyweight compared to like other weight classes?
For me, I've been very, very fortunate. I fought 7 times last year, and then once this year. So at the beginning of my career, yes, I had great things going on for me. I fought for Glory, I fought for some big organizations out here, and then I won my belt. And again, especially with the wins, the KOs, it's starting to dwindle a little bit, but I feel like if I get into the UFC, being new blood and with a full camp or not, I can see I'll take whatever opportunities I'm given, and I think I'll make the best of them when I get into the UFC. I'll definitely be pulling names out of hats. I don't care. I'll be finishing all those 15, 25 fighters they have in that league.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the UFC will welcome somebody with the type of power that you bring into the flyweight division.
I'll tell you, if you watch my fights, they're not boring, man. I always put a show on. I'm always getting, congratulated. And again, it's about putting on a great show. We're entertainers. Okay. I don't want to watch a film or, I'm telling you my story. Basically, the fighting is I'm telling you a story and I want you to, understand my concept of fighting. And again, that's what I want to do in the UFC and, in Bellator. The UFC, I need them right now, but again, I can't, I'm knocking on the door and I'm just waiting for them to open. So, I think after this fight, I put him away. I think I know for a fact I'll be in the UFC after this.
Yeah.
Just because, my resume.
Yeah, it's no secret that your future lies in the UFC. But there's other promotions in the world, There's Ryzen going on. There's ACB, One Championship. Do you see yourself maybe going to other parts of the world and competing until that UFC call happens?
For me personally, I would love to. Again, the UFC is up here again. Again, we took this Bellator fight because we had nothing. If not, I would have went a whole, since March without fighting, and it's almost end of the year. But we hopped on that opportunity as quick as possible. Yes, I do want to travel. I do want to fight for, especially ONE FC. I've heard great things about them. They treat their fighters fantastic. I love the way how they're doing the weight cut over there. And again, over here, the reason I cut so much is because for me to fight at 35, you've seen these 35ers. I'm a big guy. I'm a good size 35er, but again, there's guys that are cutting way more weight than I am. But yeah, man, I would definitely love to travel. Again, it's at the disclosure of my management team. Again, if they, whatever they think is great, best, then we're going to go that route. But yeah, me personally, dude, I want to get out of the U.S., get out of this collegiate wrestling area and, go fight, man. I'm here to fight. I'm here to entertain. I'm not here to fucking hug and, touch butt like Nate Diaz said, So.
All right, October 13th, Bellator 208, Nassau Coliseum. It's the beginning, right, of your career, basically. If you think about it.
That's what a lot of people said. I'm like, what happened to my other pro fights? They're like, this is your big fight. This is like, it's UFC Bellator in the U.S. So I'm like, all right, I'll take it, whatever. But yeah, man, the love and support I've been getting because of this opportunity in Bellator. Again, I might not be on the main card, but I think I'm headlining the prelims. So who gives a fuck? I'm happy. I'm just happy to be a part of it, And October 13th, Bellator 208, you're gonna see some fireworks. I'm gonna put this kid to sleep once again.